In today's video, I'm really excited because I'm breaking down a brand that I have studied and admired for a long time, probably the last 3 to 4 years. I'm going to break down their entire creative strategy. They do over $400 million per year. And let's get right into the video. But before we do, actually, if you are a viewer, my name is Brando. The one thing that you need to know is that I am qualified to speak about these things because I work with 7 and 8 figure brands. This is just one of the clients that we work with. In the last 7 days, they generated almost $250,000 in revenue. I'm just showing you this not to flex or anything, but just for you to know exactly with what type of caliber of clients we're used to working with and what type of data, most importantly, we have access to. Okay, so let's get into the brand. The brand is called Dr. Squatch, and this is one of my favorite brands just because the way that they're structuring their marketing strategy is absolute genius. In this video, we are going to specifically go over a bunch of different diagrams over here, but this is the plan for the video. Number one, I'm going to break down the $400+ million funnel from A to Z in just literally 30 seconds to a minute. We need to have more context around what their sales process looks like before going into deeper things. Number two, the nine-figure winning creative framework, just because it's really important to understand exactly how they're able to find the winning ads and what does their process look like. And then I'm going to go over the full creative strategy. What are they doing with UGC? And then I'm going to give you a free gift, which is really, really valuable. Stick until the end. Now, let's go over this entire sales process from A to Z. First of all, I like to filter by longest running ads. I like to filter by active ads, just so we have a good understanding of how many ads they're actually running. Seems like they're doing 900 ads on social media. They also have around 3,000 to 4,000 ads. I'm not sure if these are active ads, but they're probably, most of them are. They're running a lot of Google ads, but most importantly, YouTube ads, YouTube Shorts ads, and there's a bunch of ads that we can discover later. But we're going to talk about these things later. Let's go through the funnel. Let's take a look at the landing pages that they're redirecting people to. Okay, the landing pages, it seems to be like they're testing a lot of different pages, which is really, really interesting. It's really, really important. Collections, most of them are collections, but this is the main one, which is the bar soap. Okay, people click on an ad, they go on this page, it's a collection page. They're also doing a collaboration with Mike Tyson. I have a lot to speak about that in just a second. Also other influencers. And then I just click on one of these products within the collection, and this is the sales page. Very nice sales page. Very simple, to the point, has some features and benefits over here, the ingredients, but most importantly, they have the top of the fold really dialed in because people see what they're getting right over here, and they can essentially just choose the send and subscribe or buy one time. Then I add to cart. Let's see what happens when I add to cart. Boom, there's a cart jar. Very, very simple. They tell you when the free shipping is available. You need to spend $20 away, very standard. If there's one thing that I would add is maybe some upsells over here. I'm not sure why they're not doing that. They probably should. Proceed to checkout. Let's see what's happening on the checkout. Nothing special, just a standard this is the famous ad that I'm going to talk about. This guy's a genius. I have some YouTube videos to show you over here. This guy, really, I'm going to talk about this later before I get too excited, but this video ad that he shot, 120 million views, 200 million views, amazing success. We're going to break down exactly what they're doing there. But overall, I liked how their checkout is very simple, very well branded, and overall here, you need Shopify Plus to actually brand and change and add images over here, which they of course have, and satisfaction guarantee. Okay, this is a little play with words. Anyways, love what they're doing over here. Very, very simple process. Their main winning kind of angle or winning kind of strategy that allows them to really grow aggressively is by far, and 100% sure about this, their winning creative strategy approach, which is exactly what we're going to break down as I promised over here in number 2, the 9-figure winning creative framework. Now, we need to understand a couple of things over here. That in order to identify how winning ads work, we need to, first of all, understand 2 important concepts. Okay, the first important concept is winning ad breakdown. You need to understand and learn how to break down an ad, because if you don't know how to scientifically break down an ad, you don't know how to reproduce the winning ad and ultimately scale to achieve ads that literally bring you in $100,000, $200,000 per day in sales. One single ad. Next, creative volume. Once we study and understand the winning ad breakdown and we know everything about what makes a winning ad in the first place, then we should have a structured team and infrastructure that really works on the creative volume, because you can't just, hope even if you understand the winning breakdown, you can't just hope to scale to like multiple 8 figures or 9 figures just like them with like 3 or 4, maybe even 10 winning ads. You need to find winning ads like clockwork, and this is why you need to create volume. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But let's start with how to identify these. For example, these are just 2 winning ads that have been running for a long time. What makes them a winning ad? And so we need to dissect the ad very scientifically. And this is something, an activity that I do very, very frequently. First of all, I like to go over here, filter by longest running ads. Why do I filter by longest running ads? It's simple, because the longest running ads are the ads that are still active and they're still bringing in profit, or else they would have shut it down. Now, of course, as you can see, this hasn't been running for like 9 months or 9 years. It's because of creative fatigue, which is why they need to iterate, but all the iterations are based on proven frameworks, which brings me back to what we're doing over here, understanding the framework. Now let's go back over here, longest running ads, active. We literally funnel hack and try to understand why these ads are working in the first place. So the one thing I like to do is, first of all, I like to consume the ad.
Guys, here's what girls want you to know about shaving your pubes.
It's time to ditch those generic razors.
The one thing that we need to understand is the B-roll components and also what is the framework of the winning ad. So I like to click on here. I'm using a tool called Autria. It's amazing. It breaks down everything. And then I like to see what the ad copy is like so that we can take note on it. And most importantly, I like to transcribe the script. Why do we want to transcribe the script? Because the script and the storyboard, basically what makes the ad an ad, is one of the most important thing. I would say 70% of it. If you don't structure and know what you do with your storyboard, anything else doesn't really matter, okay? Or I guess it depends, but in most cases, it doesn't really matter. What we like to do is copy the script. This is the transcript, right? We copy it, we put it into ChatGPT. This is at least what I do with my own clients, or what my team does. And this is what I did here is basically copy and paste the ad. The better thing that you can do, I just don't want to waste your time here, is that you can go here, you can download, right? You download it and then you plug it or upload it to ChatGPT so that it literally analyzes everything, or you have a link like I did over here. In this case, I was analyzing this winning ad that has over 122 million views. This other one has 175 million views. We're going to take a look at these ads in just a second, but you probably already saw them, especially if you're in the US, because this guy's a genius. I love what he's doing over here. Very, very quick note before proceeding with this video, which I hope is of value to you. I wanted just to mention that you may or may not know that we own Brandlix Media, an e-commerce growth agency. We essentially partner with brands and we bring them from 7 to 8 figures, or from 8 figures to multiple 8 figures, of course. And so if you are stuck and you feel like you're reaching a ceiling because of time, resources, knowledge, a creative foundation, whatever that reason is, please feel free to book a call. Once again, if you're a brand doing at least $100,000 a month, you'll qualify for the call. We can have a call. We can have just a normal conversation and understand what's actually stopping you. What are the bottlenecks? What are the walls that you're facing that is stopping you to getting that 500K a month, million a month, 2 million a month, whatever that number is. Okay. So book a call, we'll have just a call, and then we'll explore the opportunity of potentially partnering up. But most importantly, it's going to be a valuable call because we're going to share an audit and go through a lot of different things together, specifically about your brand. Okay. I hope this is going to be valuable to you, and nothing, I'll leave you to this video and enjoy. Going back to the framework over here, what were we talking about? We were talking about, ChatGPT. We go over here and we ask it, this video got 120 million views. Give a creative ad breakdown, buying triggers, persona, ad angles, creative concept. What we're trying to understand is all of these things, the breakdown, the buying triggers, what made people actually buy this product, the persona that we're targeting, the ad angle and the creative. Give me an overall storyboard as well so I can hand this winning creative framework to the creative team. Now this kind of trigger or a little prompt here varies. This is not the exact one that my team uses, but they have a better one probably, but this is to give you an understanding of how we do things. Now what it gives us is obviously a very, very clear breakdown of everything that I asked, as you probably know. The most important thing here is that the ads that we're analyzing, they need to be of a direct competitor. If they're not of a direct competitor that sells either a similar product or the same product, then things can, as soon as you add variations to what you're trying to copy or the framework that you're trying to copy, then there's a higher chance that what you're maybe going to recreate, it could potentially not work. Why not risk it? Just copy the framework exactly to the T of what your best direct competitor is doing, and then have ChatGPT break down the buying triggers. In this case, it was desire of natural ingredients, masculine branding. This is a big one for the buying trigger. A lot of social proof, humorous and relatable messaging. This is probably one of the most important ones. The ad angle is position the product as a superior, all natural alternative to conventional soaps. This is one of the biggest buying or ad angles that they're leveraging. In fact, let's take a look. If we go over here on the back end and take a look at ad angles, this is also one thing that's really important that we take a look at when we're studying direct competitors, is what are the types of ad angles that are working? Where are they redirecting most of their traffic to? Or sorry, what I meant to say is, what type of ad angle are they mostly using to convert their customers, right? Enjoyment, love, increased curiosity, relaxation, smooth skin, attractiveness, and stuff like that. You get the point. Now, the next step over here is that we want to scientifically break down every 2 to 3 seconds of the ad itself. And this takes a long time. Probably is going to take you half a day, several hours, but it's one of the most important and profitable activities that you should be focusing on, especially if you don't know exactly what's proven to work for your brand, okay? Regardless, this is one of the first things that we do whenever we start gathering information and research. We start gathering what information, like what angle works, what creative concepts work, and what is the storyboard and structure of the ad. And so we want to break down the ad very scientifically. So of course there's going to be a hook. Then let's just say that, for example, the offer is presented, right? Let's just say then after the offer, it's product demo, then features, then proof, and then there's a final call to action. What we want to do is then break down these segments that are probably like 5 to 10 to 20 seconds long, and dissect exactly what type of B-roll goes with what seconds and why. It's like, this is super scientific. It's extreme, honestly, but we want to give ourselves the highest probability and shot to reproduce that winning ad to the T, so that we give ourselves the biggest shot. Same thing with product demo. It's probably like a 20-second frame talking about product demo. We want to frame and put together the B-rolls and pieces of scenes so that we can reproduce the same exact thing with our own content, not copy and paste it. We want to only grab the framework that is proven to work for them so that we can have it proven to work for us. And same thing, typically, just to give you some context over here, we want to see the ad framework, right? This is all from ChatGPT and also from our own internal analysis. An ad breakdown divided by scenes, as you can see here, scene 1, scene 2, the offer, scene 3. This is another brand. It's just, I didn't do it with Dr. Squatch, but it's the same exact thing. It's just another brand that I'm talking about over here. But they're doing the same thing. We're combining the B-rolls with the frames, literally from 4 to 8, second 8, from second 9 to second 14. We have to be super precise. And all the way down to the CTA and last scene. And then buying triggers. If you understand overall what the buying triggers are, you can base your ads, even if it's a different script, right? A different framework. You can understand why people actually buy in the first place, and then that's when you can come up with similar scripts that have the same buying triggers, right? And then the required B-roll. This is one of the most important components, because if you don't have the B-roll required to make this winning ad, then you pretty much, you're doing all the work for nothing. And so what we do is we understand all of the B-rolls that are winners and what makes the entire ad together. This is the ad, right? And so we are very scientific here as well. And the one thing that we do is we actually have a B-roll document over here, which is very, very kind of simple, but it just takes a lot of time, is that we combine, and I'd speak about this in every single video, but we combine, like, this is a 20 to 30 page document for one client, and we literally have all the possible winning scenes so that it's easy to work with creators. Whenever we work with creators, we have a very simple template, a UGC brief template, which of course gives them an overview on, content brief, shooting specification, client overview, and in this case it would be your brand, the specification on other things like creative package, whatever. And then we include the B-rolls over here, and then we also give them more context, the entire framework of the winning ad, so they know and have context. The other reason why we share the script, right, along with some hooks, is because maybe we want them to say the voiceover so that it sounds a lot more human or whatever, in case we don't want to use the AI voiceovers, okay? One thing that I noticed overall is that, by the way, before I move on, hopefully this makes sense, but this is the most important part to actually break down winning ads. And this is exactly what we do before we even start the process of doing the ads, because we want to know, we don't want to waste time. Second thing is creative volume. If we don't know how to master creative volume, we might as well just not do anything in the first place. And so this is the ideal framework of a winning of a company that does typically 8 and 9 figures. They have one product, they scale with multiple angles, as we're seeing over here. All of these are ad angles, angle 1, 2, 3, and this is just limited just because I don't have space. In 3, it looks like this. Just to show you the full framework, it looks something like this, where this is a 6 and 7 figure client or brand that just tests a couple different angles, just angle 1, angle 2, and this is typically the framework of an 8 and 9 figure client. They scale, or brand. They scale everything horizontally and test many different types of hooks, many different types of ad angles, many different types of creative concepts, which is exactly what I'm trying to give you an understanding of over here. Product one product. Multiple different angles, multiple different types of creative concepts, not just 4. I don't have the space, okay? These are the creative concepts, in fact, that I need you to understand. POVs, before and afters, us versus them. Text overlay, image grid, all of these types. And let me show you, these are the ad angles. Let me just show you the creative concepts that they're doing. This is a creative concept with, of course, Mike Tyson. This is just a high production ad. So let's not even disregard these. Let's just, disregard these just because maybe you can't or don't have the budget to do that. Who knows? But if you do, definitely partner with somebody like him. And I'm going to talk about that more in the future. But this is the type of creative concept.
What it's like to bottle up the ocean and throw it in your shower, and
typical B-roll with B-roll shots with a nice voiceover. This is another type of ad. Let's see. This is just a new scent drop. So an image ad with like they also have image ads with features and benefits, direct offers. I saw that they had POV text over here, and then of course this is a normal UGC video, just in one creator.
I'm a woman. I'm begging you.
This is also one UGC creator, okay? I'm not going to show you the entire ad, but you get the point. This is probably another B-roll shot with a sexy song. This is basically another whole different type of creative concept. You get the point. They're also doing podcasts. They're doing, podcast over here, or, high quality camera, whatever. You get the point. They're testing so many different types of creative concepts, which is allowing them to scale horizontally, which is what I wanted to talk about here. We're trying to scale horizontally with as much possible content. So angles, creative concepts. Next thing is testing different types of scripts, which they're doing, by the way, with a lot of voiceovers. They're plenty of voiceovers. They're just, the most important thing is not really the voiceover, it's the script itself, which makes or breaks an ad, right? All of these are basically storyboards, right? Just to give you an example, this is what we do for our clients, at least. We essentially try to understand the hook, product, the feature, the product info, features, benefits. This is a structure. How do we get the structure? Well, we get it because we studied and did our homework over here. So I'm not going to go over that again. You get the point. But these frameworks and storyboards are because of step number 1, finding the winning ad framework. Once we have that, we can recreate as many scripts as possible. Same thing with hooks. How do we come up with hooks? Well, very, very easy answer. We go over here, we go in the hooks section, and we try to exactly understand and dissect what is working for them. A man who smells like this, I'm going with him. Or Moisture Mike, wake up. This is the Mike Tyson ad. Your face, it's freaking me out, man. Whatever. You get the point. These are just some snippets. Go watch the ads, but definitely all of these ads are winners. What you can also do is understand the framework of the hooks and incorporate and try to test many different types of hooks whenever you find the winning type of ad. Let's see if I can find a little diagram over here. Because it's really, really important. But this is one thing that you can do, right? So for example, you can do B-rolls with AI scripts, and then you just change the script. You can also do winning script with just different B-roll variation, right? The script stays the same. Or you can do winning script with hook variation. So script stays the same, body stays the same. You just change a hook because you understand the framework of why the hook works in the first place. And by the way, if you want 600 hooks that we use, just there's a link down below to the command center, which is basically the free gift. I'm just going to say the free gift right now. This is just the command center that we use. which has ad copy frameworks, UGC trackers, email flows, email campaigns, a daily report where you can put in your numbers, creative concepts, all of these creative concepts with inspirational links, and then a 600 hook document, which looks something like this, which gives you the framework of the video with of the hook with an example so that you can just plug and play, and all of these are winners. Okay, so there's a link down below, get it, do it for yourself if you don't do it for me because it's really, really important. This is how we literally use the documents to scale brands to 7 and 8 figures. This being said, what was I talking about over here? Oh yes, scripts and hooks. When we combine all of these things all together, we can finally have a structured way to have creative volume while taking into consideration the winning ad breakdown, right? Winning ad breakdown, we have a creative volume. Now we can find winning ads at scale. And these diagrams that I'm showing you over here, it's essentially what I explained before. We want to scale let's just say the pain relief problem. In this case with Squatch is like, natural ingredient winning angle, and we want to scale with different creative concepts, as I said before. So the features, benefits, let me just show you like this so it's easier. B-roll with AI voiceover, educational type, funny AI song, direct offer. The AI song is literally doing a song with AI that's funny, and then a split screen with a satisfying video, right? The sexy song that you saw before. All different types of creative concepts which allow us to scale creative concepts horizontally. Same thing on the other side with hooks, right? We understand the hook, and then we try to do the same exact thing. Within each creative concept or type of ad that we're scaling, we want to test different types of hooks to give it a shot and essentially do something like this. Where is it? I can't find it anymore. Over here, right? Different hooks, same script, same B-rolls. You get the point. This is what I wanted to talk about. To go on with my plan, let's talk about the full creative strategy. Okay, the full creative strategy, it's important because it's literally the exact same strategy that is allowing them to scale and reproduce all of these ads. Like all these creative concepts that I talked about, or this creative strategy overall is all cool, but how do we come up with content? And so it's very, very kind of simple, the framework that they're using. Most of their ads, except like the super high production ad with like collaborations or whatever, most of the types of ad that I notice is essentially a B-roll strategy. They're connecting with creators. As you can see over here, all of these types of creators. This is all Mike. They're running a lot of ads with Mike. But all of these are different types of creators. They're not famous. They're just UGC creators. Creator number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're also doing different types, right? Dark skin, right? Women, right? With saggy boobs or whatever. 15-year-old kid, whatever that, 20-year-old kid, whatever. You get the point. They're testing different types of persona, which is also a strategy that they're using. So this is one of their most popular ones. They connect with UGC creators. They ask for B-roll shots. Once again, we pull up this document that we created over here with all the different types of B-roll shots. We give them a very strict creative brief, not script, just brief, so they know exactly what they need to do and you don't waste any time. And then they ask for B-rolls, and then guess what? We give all this B-roll content to the editors and creative strategist. We actually give it to the creative strategist. The creative strategist does the script, and then the creative strategist sends the scripts, the voiceover script, and the content, all the B-rolls, to the editors so that they can create different types of variation. And ultimately, the end result, as I say over here, is that we have so many different types of ads, and we increase the chance of finding the green scripts. The green scripts are the winning scripts, if you didn't notice. Next framework that they use a lot is actually this approach where they keep the same storyboard, because just to remind you, the storyboard is like 70% of the success, right? And then they change the different types of avatar customers, which is what I showed you over here. Black young woman or white young man that is 25-year-old, you get the point. Different types of avatars, right? This girl over here, you get the point. Moving forward, they're essentially testing the same framework and just literally scaling horizontally with different types of UGC avatars, right? And then of course, if they see a correlation with avatar 3 and 5, they want to do more of that, right? Same thing over here is that they also kind of do the inverse approach. And this is more for like testing. They work with some creators and then they give them multiple different types of scripts. One script is going to work better than others, and then once they do, this is going to be the same script that goes over here, and they can scale horizontally with more creators. Very, very simple. The other approach that I've seen work quite well, but they're not doing as much based on what I see, but it definitely works, is a UGC mashup strategy where you put all these pieces together, all of these pieces of content that you reproduce, not just from the B-roll, but just from the normal UGC videos, and then you start creating creating mashup videos, which by the way are great for retargeting, because when you retarget people, it's mostly typically to answer their objections, for them to show that the product is being sold 500,000 times during the month, that there's other customers just like them using it and consuming it, etc., etc., etc. This is overall their creative strategy. One thing that I do want to talk about that is kind of out of topic is what they're doing with why their types of ads work in the first place. They're humorous, okay? Let's take a look at this ad breakdown, just to go over the ad breakdown one more time, but just like even like 30 seconds of it. This is hilarious, and it touches the right points at the right time.
You're not a dish.
Like, this is hilarious. You're not a dish. Let's see why. This is a great hook.
You're a man. Most name brand bars and body washes you rub on your skin are classified by the FDA as synthetic detergent. It's not even real soap. Start treating your body to the natural, nourishing,
So
lathery
all of
goodness
this,
Dr. Squat.
all of this is like super humorous. Go take a look. The link is over here. This is the link over here in case you can see it. This is the link of the ad. Go watch their channel. They have so many ads, winning ads. You can literally go over here. They also did a collaboration with, I forgot what her name is. I think it's Sweetie or something, Taylor Sweetie or something. I forgot what, Tyler, I forgot what it's called. But 17 million views. When you see ads that have 17 million views, my friend, they're profitable ads, so you should be studying them. A lot of people don't know that you can actually funnel hack and find winning ads on their YouTube channel. A lot of people don't even know that there's something called an ads, a Google ads library, just like the Facebook ad library. And there's so much gold here that you can find. You see that they're running a lot of ads. Break down the ads and why they work and try to reproduce them. And if they're super high production, same thing with like Mike Tyson. You don't have to do high production necessarily. You need to understand why these ads work in the first place. The framework, going back to what I was showing you. Either way, when you get the chance, let's just say even if you're doing 8 figures or even multiple 7 figures, it's worth the investment to put your brand next to somebody like Mike Tyson, to be the man, to be strong, and to be, for the fans that love Mike Tyson, they're all potential customers of Dr. Squatch now. Same thing with the girl, Sweetie, whatever her name is, I forgot. Genius. She's a hot model, a hot actress that a lot of men love, and it's great. It's a great strategy to combine this product with her brand, and it's a great strategy in my opinion. So you both have men like Mike Tyson and famous actresses and celebrities like this very good actress that have different. They're targeting different types of personas as well. Or if it's the same exact type of persona that they're targeting, they're selling to that same persona in 2 different ways, with a man and with a woman. And of course, a lot of their ads are like, semi like sexy and nice, cool to watch. They have a nice hook, and they're all about I love the smell of my boyfriend, of my man, and stuff like that. This is one of their main selling proposition. Also, other thing to mention that I noticed over here in the ads is that a lot of the ads that work for them, if we filter by longest running ads, are literally the ads that are just case studies. If I can find some, of course, I'm not going to find them because I wanted to show you, but they're like street interviews of like people interviewing other people on the, filter by active ads. They should be over here. Let's just take a look. Oh, they're not, but they're essentially like, basically interviews like this one.
Dudes are dirty. Ooh, that smells good. Ooh, oh yeah, that smells good.
Like reactions, and they also do the same exact thing to women, right? And that's a different type of angle, right? Doing it to women, so the women say, "Oh, it smells amazing," and then they also ask them, "Would you go out with somebody that has a man that has this perfume?" And it's like, "Oh yes, I love this. I would immediately go out with them." So it's also like pushing the masculinity type of persona here, which is genius, right? There's also another brand that is doing this very, very well. This kind of creative concept with like this street interview. They are called Cupids. They sell fragrances. It's the same exact thing. I love what they're doing. Now, moving forward over here, I think I pretty much talked about everything. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video. Last thing but not least, if you're a brand doing around plus or minus $100,000 a month minimum, and you want a partner without having to give up any equity to get you to that next level, whether the next level is 500K a month, $1 million a month, 5 million a month, 10 million a month, we have experience working with 7, 8, and in some cases even 9-figure brands. So book your audit. There's nothing to lose. Worst case, you're gonna have a plan of action where we go together through something, and if there's through the strategy of your brand to get you to the next level. But hey, If we have good synergy, then at the end of the call, we can of course explore the opportunity of working together if we have slots open for our agency. Hope to see you on the call and definitely see you in the next video. Bye.